Hi kids. It's been a while since we've been together, since before Christmas break. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas and that you had time with your families and you got to see some relatives maybe. Perhaps had a great Zoom visit with your family and enjoyed yourselves. I did, and I hope you all did too. This year, we're going to follow the life of Jesus. We just came out of his birth, and now we're going to start with this presentation at the temple. And we're going to follow his life all the way through Holy Week. So we're going to start with, as I said, the presentation at the temple. So I got my kids' children's Bible, and it has beautiful illustrations, so I thought you would like this. So I'm going to read the story to you, and as I do, I'm going to show you the picture. And here is the picture of Jesus being presented at the temple. Isn't it a beautiful picture? So as I read it, I will explain the picture to you, okay? So it says, "Now when the time arrived for the child to be circumcised, he was called Jesus, the name given him by the angel before he was born. And when the days of purification were over, according to the law of Moses, they brought him to Jerusalem to present him to the Lord, as it was written in the law of the Lord. Every firstborn son shall be called holy to the Lord, and to offer sacrifice according to which is said in the law of the Lord, a pair of turtle doves or 2 young pigeons. And there was a man in Jerusalem whose name was Simeon, and who was just and devout. The Holy Spirit was in him, and had revealed to him that he should not die before he had seen the Lord's Christ." Now I wonder if you know who the Lord's Christ is. Yep, that's right. It's the baby Jesus. The Spirit led him that day to the temple. And when the parents brought the child Jesus to do for him what the law had required, Simeon took him up in his arms and blessed God. So here we have the picture, and there is Simeon, and he has taken the baby from Mary, and he is blessed God, saying, "Lord, now let your servant depart in peace, according to your word. For my eyes have seen your salvation, which you have prepared before the face of all people, a light to lighten the Gentiles, and the glory of your people Israel." Isn't that a beautiful thing to say about this little baby? A light to lighten the Gentiles, and the glory of your people Israel. Now I wonder what Mary and Joseph thought about that. It's their little baby he's talking about. Do you think they understood what he meant? Joseph and the child's mother marveled at the things which were spoken about him. And Simeon blessed them, and then said to Mary, "This child is destined to bring about the fall and the rise again of many in Israel. He shall be a sign against which many shall speak. Yes, and through him a sword shall pierce your own soul also, that the thoughts of many hearts may be revealed. Now, I wonder how Mary felt when he said that to her. He was speaking way into the future, and I wonder if she understood what he meant. I wonder if you understand what he meant. There was also a prophetess, Anna, the daughter of Phanuel of the tribe of Asher. She was very old. She lived with her husband for 7 years after her marriage, and then was left widowed. She never left the temple, but worshiped night and day, fasting and praying. When she saw Mary and Joseph with Simeon that day, she came upon them and gave thanks to God and spoke about the child to all who were looking, and said, looking forward to the redemption of Jerusalem. Now, when Mary and Joseph had done everything that was required of them by the law of the Lord, they returned to Galilee, to their own town of Nazareth, and the child grew and became strong and was filled with wisdom and grace, and the grace of the Lord was upon them. So, Mary and Joseph brought the baby Jesus to Jerusalem, which was pretty far away from Nazareth, and 2 people came upon them and told them about Jesus in the future and what he was going to do. I wonder what they thought on their journey all the way back to Nazareth about what Anna and Simeon had to say about Jesus. I wonder what you think they thought about. Think about that. Might be something you want to share with your parents. Something you want to talk to your parents about. Well, I've got a little craft here. It's kind of fun to help remind us about the story. I'm going to turn the camera so that you can see the finished product, and I'm going to tell you how I made it. So here's the finished product. There it is. It's kind of a stage. Can you see that? So I have used a shoebox that the top and the bottom are attached. Can you see that? So here's the bottom and this is the top. So they're attached. And I'm going to show you the pieces that I have. I have this piece, which is just a template of the temple steps. See, there's the temple steps. And you get to color it in. So here's the backdrop. That's the temple steps. And then here's the other piece. It is the 4 people. So we have Anna, Simeon and baby Jesus, and Mary and Joseph. And then all of these different pieces. So we have 4 different urns. And then these little rectangular pieces I used to make the stands. So can you see this? So here is here's Anna, and here's the rectangular piece, and I simply slipped them into one another, and then I bent the rectangular piece just a tiny bit so that it wasn't exactly straight, and it made it easier to stand up. I'm going to use my phone so you can see that it will stand up. See? See how easy it stands up if you bend it just a little bit? So what I did was I took all of these pieces and I attached them to a piece of cardstock. I just glued the whole piece to a piece of cardstock, and then I cut the pieces out individually. So I had a piece of pink cardstock, so you can see the back of my Anna is pink, and the back of my little rectangle is pink, and then I just put them together. And my urn, the back of my urn is pink. All of my little pieces, all of these little pieces, the backs are pink, but they stand up. So then the back of the urn is nothing more than a little bit extra, and it stands up. Okay? So I am going to send these pieces, these two, as extra templates as an email attachment, and then I will give you the instructions on what to do. And it should be a lot of fun. I hope you have fun putting it together and then you can make your own story. Maybe you could tell the story to your parents using the little figures, using these little figures, and you could tell the story to your parents about how Mary and Joseph brought the baby Jesus up to the temple. That would be kind of cool. Okay? Well, until we meet again, I hope you have a blessed week and stay well and have a wonderful time. Take care.